Oh, this is great. I mean, this is just great. What do I say on here all the time? I just said it this past weekend when we were talking about Gwen Berry. If you're going to be woke, you better have a clean house. If you're going to be woke and be part of the agenda that accuses America of being racist or not diverse, you better not do or say anything that can be misconstrued as racist. Otherwise, you end up looking like a gigantic hypocrite. I was going to post this video yesterday, but with it being the 4th of July, I was busy. I assume most of you guys were busy. I decided to hold off and get to it this morning. There's also another reason that I wait to post videos like this. I feel like it's more important to be right than to be first. I would rather be the last to upload and be right about something than the first to upload and be wrong. In the opinion business, being first really doesn't matter. A lot of other channels, they will rush to publish videos trying to be the first to cover a particular subject. But when you're in the business of giving your opinion, it doesn't matter who's first because the only place you can get my opinion is right here on my channel. So Rachel Nichols over at ESPN, she has a long history of being woke. We have covered it here on the channel extensively. I posted a video, I think it was a couple of months ago, detailing how woke Rachel Nichols really is. She went after Brian Windhorst live on the air. She's gone after Roger Goodell in the NFL. But here's the thing when it comes to people like Rachel Nichols. They love to tell you that you're racist. They love to tell you how to live your life, how to run your business, how you don't have enough diversity in your business, how you should be more empathetic to minorities and to women. You should be willing to give up your job for the underprivileged. However, when the agenda that they're pushing hits close to home, when it affects them personally, it's funny how quickly they change. Yesterday, there was audio leaked by the New York Times of a private conversation involving Rachel Nichols. Now, before I get into it, let me just get this out of the way real quick. The leaking of this audio on July 4th was not a coincidence. I just told you the reason I didn't get into this story yesterday. Most normal people, most of us who are not woke, were busy on July 4th. A common tactic used by politicians and the media, when there is a story that's negative, that they know they have to report, but they want the least amount of attention possible on it, they will release the story during a slow news cycle. That's why you see negative stories released on Friday afternoons a lot of the time before the weekend, when most people are too busy to be paying attention. Or in this case, with Rachel Nichols, the story was released yesterday morning on the 4th of July. I think this is another example of the woke media protecting one of their own. They knew this information was going to be released to the public eventually. So let's go ahead and get this story out of the way on July 4th when most people are not going to be paying attention. That way, hopefully by Monday, something else will happen and this story will just be forgotten. According to several different reports, this audio has been making the rounds in media circles for months. It is no coincidence it was released yesterday. Here's the story. Last year during the NBA Finals, ESPN wanted Maria Taylor to host coverage of the finals instead of Rachel Nichols, who has hosted it for years. We just talked over the weekend about ESPN fast-tracking Maria Taylor to superstardom. This is another example. We're objective here on the channel. The truth is, Maria Taylor really has no business hosting coverage of the NBA Finals. This is the same analyst who forgot about Anthony Davis when voting for the All-NBA team last year. Rachel Nichols, as woke as she is, at least she's knowledgeable when it comes to the NBA. When Rachel Nichols found out about this decision by executives at ESPN, she was pissed. Here are comments from the leaked audio with Rachel Nichols in regards to Maria Taylor. Quote, "If you need to give her more things to do because you are feeling pressure about your crappy long-time record on diversity," which, by the way, I know personally from the female side of it, like, go for it. Just find it somewhere else. You are not going to find it from me or taking my thing away, end quote. Look, I'm no defender of ESPN. Personally, I'm disgusted by a lot of the decisions ESPN makes. But you can't go after them for a lack of diversity, especially when it comes to women. Linda Cohn, Robin Roberts, Doris Burke, hell, Michelle Beadle. Michelle Beadle was a no-talent bum. ESPN paid her millions of dollars to know nothing about sports. You can't make the claim that ESPN is not a diverse network. ESPN oftentimes, they use women to their own detriment. Doris Burke calls NBA games for ESPN, and honestly, she's really good at her job. Now, I'm not being a misogynist when I say this, but it's just different. It's not the same. It's different when you are hearing a woman's voice calling NBA games or NFL games. It's just different. I mean, in this country, sports have always been a guy thing. It's a male-dominated industry. That doesn't make it wrong. 97% of my audience is male. Why is that? It's because for the most part, women aren't checking for sports content on YouTube. Let's get back to Rachel Nichols and her comments. You would think someone like Rachel Nichols, who's all about female empowerment, would be supportive seeing someone from the next generation moving up in the business. I mean, Rachel Nichols, female empowerment, until it affects her. Until it affects her losing her spot. It's funny how the agenda goes right out the window when it affects Rachel Nichols personally. She was all about ESPN being woke until it hit close to home. There's an ugly truth about women in media. Whether you like it or not, it's the way it is. Men in media, and men in general, we don't age out. What I mean by that, someone like a Sean Hannity or a Bill O'Reilly when he worked at Fox, they can remain on Fox News until they're 70 years old. Their looks, their appearance doesn't really matter. It's not like that for women. Eventually, women age out of the demo. Can you name a woman in their late 60s, early 70s with a prominent spot in television media? Rachel Nichols is still a beautiful woman, don't get me wrong. But the truth is, she's almost 50 years old. Maria Taylor is younger. Not only that, Maria Taylor fits the agenda at ESPN. That's just the way it is. She's a minority and she's a woman. Add in the fact that she's woke and not ashamed to admit it. And that's all a qualification you need at ESPN to cover the NBA. You don't need to have any knowledge about the NBA itself. Just fit into the agenda and you're good to go. Now, I've seen some claim that ESPN released this story on purpose so they could turn Maria Taylor into a victim. I don't think that's the case. I don't believe that to be the case. For one, it doesn't make any sense. ESPN's in contract negotiations right now with Maria Taylor. Why would they want to give her anything that would give her any leverage over them? And two, Rachel Nichols is a protected figure at ESPN. I don't think they would do anything to purposefully make her look bad. Matter of fact, they suspended Kayla Johnson, the person who released this audio to the media, suspended her for 2 weeks without pay. And when she got back to work, it's being reported that they have been giving her less desirable tasks. Basically, they demoted her. ESPN punishing Kayla Johnson, an African-American woman, and not punishing Rachel Nichols is causing pain to some employees at the network. You know, because obviously ESPN's racist for punishing the black woman for leaking a story to the media and not the white woman. What the hell would they punish Rachel Nichols for? Tell me, what would they punish her for? What did she do? She didn't say anything wrong. I don't understand why she even apologized to Maria Taylor in the first place. All she was doing in a private conversation was defending her spot, which is what most people would do in this situation. There was one point in the audio where the dude in the recording mentions the Me Too movement and Black Lives Matter. He said that he had nothing left for either. And you could hear Rachel Nichols in the background laughing at that statement. I thought this was very interesting, very telling. Now, these are supposed to be serious causes. What's so funny about it? How can you have nothing left for such a serious cause? It's because Rachel Nichols knows what we all know. Both movements are pandering, virtue signaling by ESPN. That's all it is. Another example of Rachel Nichols being a hypocrite. The New York Times is reporting that colleagues of Rachel Nichols are pissed off at her because of the perceived notion that she believes that Maria Taylor was given her spot due to her race. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Maria Taylor is talented, not taking that away from her. Now, she's not qualified to be voting for the All-NBA team, but she is qualified to host on TV. She is. I don't think race was the determining factor, but it definitely didn't hurt her chances. Because at ESPN, everything has to do with race. Everything has to do with gender. The Diversity Network. Just look at the list of people who have been laid off recently or departed the network. Mike Golick, Trey Wingo, Kenny Mayne, Dan Le Batard. What do they have in common? All white men. Well, Dan Le Batard's Hispanic, but they're all men. ESPN is slashing salaries for on-air talent right now. Yet they offered Maria Taylor a $4 million a year raise. Now, someone please justify that for me, that pay raise. Does Maria Taylor bring in ratings? Do people watch ESPN to hear her opinion? No. And look, I would say the same thing about Rachel Nichols too. Both of them are expendable. It sucks that we live in a climate where we have to consider race and gender when we talk about stuff like this. But this is the climate that ESPN has created for themselves. If you flipped the script and this leaked audio was Maria Taylor talking about Rachel Nichols, this wouldn't even be a story. The audio probably would never be leaked. Maria Taylor would be looked at as a hero for progress, equality, and diversity. But because it's a white woman talking about a minority woman, it's headline news. Personally, I don't give a damn about Rachel Nichols or Maria Taylor. I think they're both overpaid, and if you removed them from NBA Countdown or college football coverage, and you inserted another beautiful woman, no one would know the difference. That's what I mean when I say they're expendable. Now you take Stephen A. Smith off First Take, people will notice. Scott Van Pelt off SportsCenter, people will notice. ESPN has created their own diversity monster, where they have these on-air personalities that believe they're more important than they really are. All right, what do you guys think of the Rachel Nichols leaked audio? Is this an example of her being a hypocrite? Sound off in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.